going to be the shortest game ever because we got no GM.
Quick, someone step into the threshold. Give us all the artefacts.
And you are now level 20. Oh, I forgot we leveled up and I've got things to choose.
Ah, that's great. I'm so glad that you're all now level 20. That means that I can bring out the really fun monsters.
No. Why did that sheet not open? I did click on it.
It's fine, we saved the world. Saved the cheerleader.
In that order.
In that order. Yes.
Oh,
Saved the cheerleader by saving the world.
It sounds like you didn't save it.
Are we level 6 now?
We're level 7 now.
Uh-oh.
It's where path builder is really useful.
I'm sure it's somewhere. Oh, no, this is a newer file. I have so many files because I haven't worked out how to save over the top one. This one is level 7. Yeah.
Yay!
Are you a file hoarder, Amy? Is that what's going on?
I'm not really, but for some reason, whenever I try and save on this Adobe thing, it doesn't want to easily write over the existing file. I don't know why. Like, I am not a silly person when it comes to technology. Like, I feel like I'm quite competent, but I haven't had the time to sit and look at it because every time it's like, save it as a new file and you can't save it as the same name. Oh, okay. I'll just do another one then.
Should always save it as a new file.
Yeah.
Always.
Then sometimes it's in downloads because I originally downloaded this file, so that's where it lives. Or sometimes it's in documents because I've moved it to documents and I want to keep it. And sometimes it's in like the Pathfinder folder. So it's everywhere. It's many places. So I found this one in documents. So when I clicked on before, it was in downloads. Yeah, I'm really organised.
Clearly.
Right, I'll just pick my feet. I think that's what I mean. Right, carry on.
As you pick your feet, I'll pick my nose.
This is gross.
Amy will pick her feet, Stu will pick his nose, and I'll pick my moment to introduce the podcast. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your GM for this game and for many others, and I'm joined by Stu.
Hello.
I'm joined by Amy.
I'm in awe at that magnificent segue.
That was probably the best one I've done in a very long time. You're welcome.
Yeah, it's impressive.
And I'm joined by Asta.
Hello. Equally impressed.
Yeah, what's going down, folks? It's been a while, isn't it? I'm trying to think when we last all got together like this. It's been a couple of weeks for sure.
2 weeks, I think.
Was it really only 2 weeks? Wow.
You've been away and come back though.
I have.
That time.
I have. I went out to the lovely land of Finland again. Got to experience Midsummer.
Oh, very nice.
It was very, very enjoyable.
What, the events of the movie or just...
I will leave you to decide that too.
That's a good movie. I like that.
It was.
How was Finland?
It was great. It was really, really enjoyable time. First time I've experienced, the whole nightless night thing. Staggering out of a club whilst steaming drunk at 3 a.m. in basically broad daylight was the strangest thing I've experienced in a very long time. But had a good time.
Have you not done sun-uppers before?
I mean, I've done sun-uppers, I've done all-nighters, but I've never experienced the nightless night where you have no nighttime. Never experienced it before.
Right. Cool.
So what's been going on with everyone? How you been?
I had heat stroke.
Oh no.
So I'll take this moment to endorse, when it's hot, drink water, people. Drink water.
Drink water, and apply sun cream as needed.
Hang on a minute, though, Asta. Didn't you tell us on the last recording that you never burn?
I did indeed, and there's that card back. I am still recovering from the sunburn. It's mostly gone brown now, but yep, I was bright red on my shoulders and chest for over a week.
It's okay. I've heard that heat stroke just makes the humble pie taste better.
It really did.
I mean, there is time for me to go back to that episode and edit that out, but I'm not going to.
I am happy to eat the humble pie. It would seem I have outgrown not burning. I've reached an age where my skin says, no, you're going to burn.
Yep, you've used up all of your natural resistance. Now it's time I get my own back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't help but think that maybe it's because I don't go outside as much.
that's a valid point. But who wants to go outside anyway? That's where other people are.
Not when you can play games indoors with your friends.
Exactly.
Or you lot.
Wow. Wow. So when I said everybody is up to level 7 now, what I actually meant was everyone is level 7 except for Alwyn, who is... oh, look at that. He's level 3 all of a sudden.
Oh no, he's regressing.
Oh dear.
So yeah, obviously, end of the last episode, quite exciting. I gave you guys a level up, a long-awaited level up. What fun things have you guys got as a result of that boost in power?
I'm still choosing mine, so feel free to go ahead, someone else.
Got a nice little skill increase on the old medicine there. Alwyn is now a master of medicine.
Very nice.
Yes.
As another character of Stews might say, he is now a master of life and death.
Yes. Well, life, definitely. No, hang on, master of death, because he's stopping people from...
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah. Got armour expertise as well, so less penalties for armour, which doesn't affect me at the moment. Weapon specialisation, so I do 2 additional damage with weapons, with which I'm an expert. So that's nice. And I took untrained improvisation as my general feat.
Very nice. Untrained improvisation. Talk to us about what that does to you.
So normally for a skill check, you have to be trained in a thing.
Yes.
In order to try it. Untrained improvisation means you don't have to be trained in a thing. You can just add your proficiency bonus to untrained skill checks.
Nice.
Equal to half your level.
Otherwise known as the fuck around and find out feat.
Yeah. It gives Alwyn the opportunity to delve into things that he knows nothing about.
Which is an awful lot of things.
It is a shitload of things. Well, given his low intelligence, I mean, it's -1 modifier on intelligence. Philly needs untrained improvisation. It needs the opportunity to at least try with things. So, yeah. We'll see how that works out.
Very nice. Asta, anything exciting that Ryden's got that you want to share?
Yeah, in a similar vein, Ryden is now a master of occultism. Very much leaning into her changeling heritage to know about the spooky stuff of the world. I have become an expert spellcaster, so my DC and spell attack bonus have increased quite nicely, as well as gaining access to 4th level spells, of which I chose a little bit of damage and a little bit of utility with clairvoyance and maybe gaining a little bit of inspiration from Zephimri, draw the lightning.
Draw the lightning, damn. I feel like I need to actually have a look through the rulebooks now and check there isn't a spell called Ride the Lightning. Because I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Wouldn't be surprised.
I think we can rename it regardless.
Oh, do you know what? I'm tempted to do that. I am tempted to just say you can do that.
Yeah.
See,
We'll
I
find
drew
out.
lightning.
We'll find out what the spell does first.
See, drew the lightning.
I'll say it does a lot of lightning damage. And
Nice.
for my general feat, I took a uncommon feat that needed some knowledge of occultism, and I now have read psychometric resonance.
Ooh, very nice. That means you can like hear whispers of things that have happened with like events or objects, isn't
Yeah.
it? Very nice.
It's like almost like a psychic, emotive version of detect magic.
Wow. That sounds impressive.
Sounds cool, doesn't it?
Need to not let Raiden anywhere near Alwyn's stuff because she'll know. Yeah.
I mean, the interesting thing about it for me is that depending on what I try and use it on, I might get hurt.
Oh, very nice. So I'm just trying to picture this in my head. So if you choose something that has like a particularly traumatic event associated with it, you might just be like, oh, what the hell is this?
Yeah, as determined by you, I may take some psychic damage.
Ooh.
Excellent. I look forward to enforcing that rule as appropriate. There we go. And Amy, has Della finished her level up yet, or have you still?
Della has. It was such a big level 7 for me. I got lots of things. So I got my evasion. So my reflex saves are now to master, which is very good. And if I succeed, I get a critical success. So that's very cool. I'm more vigilant now, and my proficiency rank per perception is now a master. So I'm super
Della sees everything.
spy. Yeah, don't hide from me. And now I have some weapon specializations. So I deal a little bit more damage with a weapon in which I am an expert, and the weapon I've used the most throughout this has been a rapier, so that's the one I chose. So I do a bit more damage with that.
With that, I don't think you have to choose it. I think it's
do
just
I not?
any weapon. No, it's any weapon you're expert with.
Oh, okay.
So you get that on your daggers as well, I believe.
Oh, this makes me happy. Let me click that M on all of these. Ooh. Okay, thank you. And I got to pick 2 feats. I think both ended up being general and skills, so either or. But I picked Quiet Allies. So when we now do a stealth check, you all follow me. So we do 1 stealth check.
Yes, you roll 1 check using the lowest modifier.
I thought we've moved as a group long enough now for me to work out how to help there.
Yeah.
And my second feat, I chose Virtuistic Performer, as I succeeded very well with the flute.
Very thematic, I love it.
Yes, so I now have an exceptional talent with one kind of performance, which will be playing the flute. So I gain 1 circumstance bonus for making this type of performance. I am not a master, I'm only trained, I think. Yeah, I'm only trained, so it doesn't get any better than that. Yeah, so those are my upgrades.
Pretty nice. I mean, sounds like we've all had some upgrades across the board. I'd better frantically scribble on all my stat blocks and change the numbers to compensate.
Hopefully you haven't. Yes.
Sadly, Stu, that is how it works. When the party levels up, the enemies level up as well. Mostly.
I'm a master in stealth now. That was the other thing I forgot to mention.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Super sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right then, everyone. Thank you for sharing all the wonderful new things that your characters are capable of. Should we see if we can see some of those upgrades in action?
I'm not feeling very well.
Is it the heat stroke? Do you need water?
It's okay. I've got some.
Excellent.
It's ice
All right,
stroke,
then.
I think, in this case.
With all of that in mind, would you guys like to give us a recap on where we find ourselves?
Is anyone down at the moment?
Nazhena.
Oh, good.
And I think Chardonnay.
Did Chardonnay get back
yes.
I don't have it. I don't
No.
have it listed that Chardonnay was picked up.
No.
That's it. And if our resident stenographer says it, it must be true.
And indeed, yes, Chardonnay is currently dying one.
So we're finding ourselves hopefully near an end of a battle against Nazhena, who's been guarding Baba Yaga's hut, who we've released following our quest around the woods. I mean, we've not been doing very well. I mean, Ryden, you went down twice, I think, didn't you?
Yeah,
I
it
went
was
down once.
It was definitely a yo-yo battle.
Yeah.
And a yo-yo battle is the most dangerous kind in Pathfinder. So every time you go down, increasing that wounded value, meaning you're ever closer to being gone the next time.
So we're pretty broken, but we've got her down.
Yeah, you appear to have her down. Does anybody remember how you brought her down?
Didn't she bleed out after Alwyn crit her? She just sort of wandered off and then bled out in a corner. Very dignified.
That helped towards. I think that helped towards, definitely, with that crit. No, wasn't it Ryden? No, I can't remember now.
No, the last hit was from you, and you got a crit card, and I believe she bled out.
Was that the very last hit?
It was among the last hits for sure, but certainly the last thing that happened is she basically I think she launched one last assault against those of you she could reach. Sort of her strength waning as she was doing so. I can't remember exactly what the last thing she said to you was. But yeah, indeed, as she finished her last attacks, a goblet of blood slopped from the wound that Alwyn had inflicted on her, and there was a thud as Nazhena crashed to the ground. This icy carapace that was forming like an armor around her, shattering as she does so. So yeah, at that point we will bring ourselves basically directly back into the game. You can see that Nazhena, although she has collapsed to the ground, she has not fallen completely unconscious. But you do see that she has been disabled by the three of you. And that wound is continuing to ooze away. So with Nazhena on the ground, with the immediate threat seemingly neutralised, Agents of Chaos, what would you like to do?
Alwyn's going to instantly go to the side of Chardonnay.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if I've done a battle medicine against Chardonnay yet.
I can't remember either. I'm going to say you haven't.
I suspect I may have done.
I don't think you have, because it's been this is your first fight of the day, and Chardonnay didn't go down before. This was the first time Chardonnay went down.
Okay, I know I've definitely done one on Della and Ryden. Okay, battle medicine it is then. Here we go. Took with 28.
28 is indeed. What level were you rolling against? Just the lowest, or?
Oh, the lowest, yes, to be sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
In that case, that is a critical success. Roll 48 health back to Chardonnay.
Okay, it's It's not brilliant, but it doesn't really matter because it's about getting Chardonnay alive. 16.
16, very, very nice. So Chardonnay's eyes flicker open and he staggers to his feet.
He's a good boy.
Oh, well done, Chardonnay.
Yes, hero of the day.
We would not have succeeded without Chardonnay.
No.
We'll get him some soot especially.
Get him a nice bonio. What we're going to do about Nazhena bleeding out over here?
I'm gonna go stab her.
Do we not want to take a prisoner?
I'm not waiting for anyone. This is what I'm doing while you're tending to Chardonnay.
Okay.
She killed my friends. I don't like her.
That's fair enough.
To be fair, Ryden's probably walking over with you.
I might want to leave her for Baba Yaga,
Why?
who can probably be far less moral about her punishment of Nazhena than us.
She might be able to punish her for eternity.
Yeah.
I want to deal my punishment though. I mean, we haven't promised her to Baba Yaga, have we? If we have, then I won't, but I don't think we have.
I mean, you can stab her in the eye. Take an eye out.
Oh, Amy is not going to be able to describe that.
Do a reservoir dog, cut her ear off.
I might just miss. Our rifles in her pockets, then, if you like.
I mean, you play you know? Like I said, Alwyn's busy making sure Chardonnay doesn't bite the bullet.
And I'm back.
Yay!
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. I will just turn my webcam off so you don't see me occasionally munching on noodles.
It's okay. I'll look forward to the ASMR of it when I'm editing.
Okay. So with Chardonnay restored to some manner of strength, you see a sense of calm descends over the clearing as we will drop out of initiative there. You can see that Nazhena, still down, still very much disabled, still very much currently no longer a threat, but still conscious, is kind of on the ground, her hand clutched to her side. The sickle known as Ember Chill, with the blade made from ice, lies in the snow, a short distance from her. And she looks up at the three of you. And there's an air of disbelief in her voice. That I would be bested by the likes of you. Can't think of anything. I can't think of any way more embarrassing.
Rude.
Della is going to walk over to Nazhena, on the way pick up her weapon, and then wait for the car to go past because it's very loud. And then she's going to stride over to Nazhena, hold it at her throat, and say, "What about death by your own weapon?"
Well, I don't really have much of a say in that anymore, do I? Go on then, gloat all you wish.
Baba Yaga might want to mete out some punishment on her. We want to get on Baba Yaga's side, don't we? So.
You see, she sort of gritting her teeth through the pain of her injury, she actually wipes away a small tear. Alwyn. Mr. Templeton, you're quite the comedian. Do you know that? Why? For one, why would Baba Yaga care about one such as me? It's not me. It's not I who imprisoned her after all. And second, you may have defeated me, but you haven't won. Queen Elvana still controls the fate of her mother.
Right, well, me and Chardonnay, who are the moral centre of the party, it seems, we're going to wander off over here for a while and sing to ourselves. La 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 la
Bella
la.
swings.
Okay, before we get to that, she watches as you walk away, Alwyn, and she says, "You, so arrogant in your morality. You agents of chaos, working to undo all the order that Queen Elvana will bring across Galarian. How do you live with yourselves?" And that's the last thing she says as Dalla makes a strike. Just roll an attack for me, Dalla.
Let's. So I'm using her sickle.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's the same as one of your daggers, basically.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 19. So that is 36 to hit.
That is going to definitely be a hit on an unresisting Nazhena Vasilievna. Della, as you bring a sickle up, she looks you in the eye, and she just says, "Go on then. Do it." And you strike true, and a moment later, there is a sound of a thud as Nazhena's body collapses to the ground.
So I rifle through her pockets.
Indeed you do. Indeed you do.
Not giving you any time to eat, Dom.
I mean, I'll take it if I really want it, which I kind of do. What does she have on her? So obviously, she has this sickle, which you were previously aware of. The handle is made of kind of wrought iron, and the blade appears to be made of ice itself. You go through her stuff. Basically, there's quite a lot of stuff here that you can take from her. There are a number of vials containing liquids of different colours, and there is also you find that she is wearing a tiara that is kind of silver, set with blue quartzes. And a diamond, and a necklace made from ice diamonds, both of which look to be fairly valuable. And yeah, as mentioned, in terms of these vials, you find 6 vials in total, 2 of which contain a familiar reddish pink liquid, and there are 4 others. 2 that have kind of a brown texture with what looks like bark floating in them, or leaves, or something, and 2 other potions of a faint silvery sheen.
Jackpot! No gold?
I mean, aside from the very expensive looking tiara and necklace that she's wearing.
I got pawned that.
You find no coins on her.
Oh, cash poor. But look at all these other things I found.
If I may, I will use my innate detect magic to just scan over the items that Della's found to make sure that they are mundane and not potentially magical?
Yeah, of course. So you cast Detect Magic, Raiden. You determine that the vials of liquid are, quite obviously magical. They appear to be potions of some kind. Other than that, the tiara and the necklace are not magical. However, the sickle is.
Who's good with a sickle?
A sickle, I believe, is a simple weapon, so technically anybody can use it.
Do you want a fancy sickle, Raiden?
I'd
feel like it.
I'd be curious to see exactly what it can do.
You said it's magical, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you should have it.
If everyone's of agreement, I wouldn't want to just claim it.
Yeah. Take it.
I will take the sickle.
Take the sickle. Very, very nice.
You hear a voice calling from the distance. Is it over yet?
Oh yeah, you can come back now, Alwyn. It's fine.
Okay, Alan and Shane will return. Oh look, she appears to have slipped and cut herself.
It's almost like she slipped and fell on her own shears.
Yes.
So unfortunate.
Horrible accident.
Hot fuzz reference, I like it.
It was right there.
It was.
So it seems that the bar to our entrance to the hut is gone.
Well, the hut itself is still. We need to watch out for its pecker.
What?
Its beak
Oh,
doesn't want
Is
to
it-
peck us to death.
is it looking at us now?
You take a moment to look at the at the hut. You can see where it's been kind of manacled in place by this sort of this thick chain of black iron. It was previously pacing around quite restlessly around this kind of bone picket pen that it's been almost put in. As a reminder, you can see that on some of the spokes of this this bone fence that surrounds the hut, you can see that there are impaled a figure clad in red and a figure clad in white. But the hut itself, now that the battle has subsided, you see the hut is looking in your direction. It's still raised off the ground on its legs, but you can see the hut itself is kind of cocked, almost as though like a chicken might cock its head. You get the sense it's looking at you with a degree of curiosity.
Oh, it is looking.
I've got the things to throw in the thing.
Okay.
Shall I approach?
There are how many things to throw in the thing?
Two things. Two blood-soaked items. There's lock of hair and a plague mask.
Is it not three?
I thought there was three. That was some episodes ago. I was mistaken.
Okay.
It'd also be worth us checking who these unfortunates are.
Maybe you can do that while I pop in and drop the things in the thing.
You be okay?
Well, if I hope so. I was going to cautiously start approaching the hut with soothing words of, "It's all right. I'm here as a friend. I'm here to get your mistress back. You want your mistress back, don't you? Yes. Well, I'm here to help get her back. I've got these things in my pack that I need to put inside you. So is that all right with you?"
So, Alwyn, as you approach the hut, sort of cautiously, warily, the hut is looking at you with this look of curiosity, and perhaps a bit of wariness as you approach. And as you get close and you're saying all of these things, it appears as though the hut is responding to your words, and then you creep closer and you reach out a hand to touch the wood making up the hut itself, and suddenly there is a thrashing of feet and a flurry of snow as the hut basically starts thrashing around in front of you. What do you do?
Back away very quickly.
Yeah, you back away.
Sorry, that was didn't mean to startle you. What do you two think? Should we take the shackle off first?
I don't really know about animal huts.
Might run away. That's what I'm worried about.
But you just run in. I could be a distraction.
Ryden? When I've got in mind, weren't you told something to say, or?
Yes. I was given a almost like a passphrase, because at the time I didn't have the same aura as the rest of you. I can try it.
Do you remember
yes.
it? I mean, yes, you can try it. I can give you the hair and the plague mask if you want.
Or maybe it's something we should all do at the same time.
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. I'm going to leave Chardonnay back though, because if shit kicks off, Chardonnay's not in a good state. I mean, I'm not in a good state, but
we got here. We'll get the thing done.
Yes.
And
yes.
I believe we were told that the hut would be able to detect if we had any ill will towards Baba Yaga.
Right, well, all good here. It's important that she gets back and takes over from Elvana. So
let's go forward together.
Unless she's happy where she is. No, she won't be happy where she is, will she? No. So it won't be ill will wanting her to come away from wherever she is.
Yeah.
Right.
Seems we're all going together. Should we scan
Okay.
these two bodies first as we're passing them?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, so you approach towards the dancing hut, sort of seeing a place in this bone fence that's kind of a natural opening, mounted on either side of this gateway. You can see there are indeed these two figures, one clad in red and one clad in white. You can see that as you cast your eye along the fence, a little bit further along from these two bodies, you can see there is a third point that is conspicuous by its raised nature. And as you inspect these two bodies, at first they don't look like anybody that you've ever met or recognise, or certainly have ever heard of. However, as you look over the bodies of these two individuals, you feel a sense of kinship with them. I would like everybody to make an occultism roll, please.
Ooh. I have none of that.
16.
11.
11 for Della.
37 with a natural 20.
Amazing. And for Alwyn?
16.
16. Okay, so Alwyn picks up on this. Yeah, in fact, so yes, yeah. Della doesn't pick up on this, but Alwyn does to some degree. Ryden, as you look at the bodies of these two individuals, your mind immediately races back to the stories that are told surrounding Baba Yaga, specifically how she has 3 heralds who serve her: Black Midnight, Bright Morning, and Red Dawn. And you almost, again, feeling this sense of kinship, perhaps imparted to you by this the supernatural power of the Black Rider. You instinctively know that these are the bodies of Baba Yaga's other two heralds. And in fact, with such a high roll, I would say it's fair to assume that the 3rd spike had been prepared for Black Midnight.
I think it's going to take 3 of us.
Okay. You've got your words ready?
I do. I'm just going to access my water skin real quick, because the anxiety's getting to me.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, oh yes. Yes.
Public speaking never really was my thing. Okay.
All right, Hut. We're coming a bit closer again. Nothing to be frightened of. Sun's getting real low.
And as we start approaching, I will say, little house, turn your back to the forest and face me.
As you say this, Ryden, you watch as the hut. It was still kind of moving around erratically as you all first approached. And as you all begin to get closer, you see it begins to get restless again. It starts to move erratically, starts to thrash a little bit, and then as Ryden calls this out, the hut appears to be instantly soothed by her words. The feet come to a halt. It turns to face the 3 of you, specifically looking at Ryden. As the hut comes to a standstill and looks down at the 3 of you, seemingly calmed for the moment, but still up on its legs.
May we enter, Hut, so that we can bring your mistress back?
The hut kind of shuffles and shakes, and as it bends down, you can see that where the beak is kind of on the top of the hut. Below that, you can see there is what looks to be a small porch, along with a simple wooden door. However, that door appears to have a large chain wrapped across it. And as it kind of peers down at you, Alwyn, you see it shakes its left leg, and you hear the rattle of this manacle that is holding it in place.
I think I can do something about that. Della will go to the chain on the leg and have a look at this lock.
Yeah. So as you approach this chain, Della, the hut's sort of still very calm at this point. You see that this chain does not appear to have a lock. It is a manacle of iron that appears to have been forged around the leg of the hut, that is secured into the ground by an enormous metal spike. does not appear to have a lock. I would say this spike that is holding it in place is about the size of Della.
Oh, well, that's as big as me. I'm not very good at this as well. Does anyone know the melting point of iron?
Hot. Raiden, is the chain magical?
I will use my detect magic to scan over the chain and the spike.
Yes, you cast detect magic. You sense to start with, you sense a blinding magical presence coming from the direction of the hut itself. And as you look at the chain, you see the chain itself is also magical. In fact, looking at it, it looks the aura of the chain is similar to that of Alwyn's ring. It's kind of a dark, perhaps cursed energy emanating around the chain itself.
Oh, I might be able to do something about that. Yeah, I will attempt to dispel magic on the chain.
Cast dispel magic. At what level do you cast it?
Second.
At second level, okay. Please roll a spell attack for me, Raiden.
That will be a 31.
31, very nice. You lift your hand to the chain, just pointing a finger at perhaps one of the links, and you cast your spell, sort of focusing it onto this one point in an attempt to burst through the chain. You feel the magic push onto the chain itself. You push it in deeper, like hammering a nail into a board of wood, and you watch as everybody hears the sound of metal cracking as a crack appears in that chain. It does not break, however. But you certainly seem to have done something to it.
Does it still give off a magical aura after the crack?
It is still giving off a magical aura. That aura appears to have weakened slightly as you check it.
Am I able to try again?
Yeah, if you have another spell slot, you absolutely can.
I'll try again. I'll try and focus it into that crack.
Yeah, very nice. Roll a spell attack.
Oh, that's even better than last time. That's 34.
34, very nice. So again, focusing the energy this time. Now that you've found this point of weakness, you channel the magic even more than you did previously. There is another sound of cracking metal as that crack spreads most of the way along this link. A chunk of the metal actually shears off as you do so, but the chain still does not break. As this is happening, can I have a perception roll from everybody, please?
Yes, you can. Master perception.
Della sees everything.
Not this time. 24 for Della.
32 for Alvin with his natural 20.
Very nice.
26.
Do you want a separate one for Chardonnay?
Yeah, take it from Chardonnay, why not?
Okay.
So, sorry, Della was 24.
Yeah.
Raiden 26.
Chardonnay was 26.
Oh, very nice. That's pretty good all round. So as Raiden is focusing is focusing her energy into the chain, sort of breaking bits off of it here, weakening the magic here and there, trying to break this thing apart. You all hear, coming from the kind of passageway where you originally entered this clearing, you hear the sound of crunching snow as you hear some manner of footsteps making their way, you assume, towards you. They're definitely getting louder.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Now, Owen will get his shield and sword ready. I mean, it might be Amos, but...
Can I have a look at this chain on the door? Is that too far off the ground?
I mean, it's still up off the ground. You could, if you wanted to try and climb up there, you absolutely could.
Yeah, I'll climb up there.
Right, athletics roll for Della, please.
Yeah.
I will add, by the way, Amos is with you guys.
Ooh.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Oh dear.
I won't use my hero point.
What was the total on that roll there?
12.
12. Okay. So Della, as you go to climb the hut, you get kind of halfway up to the porch itself, and you're not sure what it is. Perhaps it's your attempt to climb, perhaps it's these footsteps that are approaching. Something spooks the hut just for a moment, and it thrashes around, throwing you back to the ground. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hear something crack as you land painfully.
Oh, that was a bad idea. Alright. Well, I'll draw my rapier.
What's Ryan been doing whilst this has been happening?
Thinking. Namely, you said the aura on the chain was similar to Alwyn's ring.
It was similar to Alwyn's ring in that you get the sense that it's infused with some manner of curse or dark magic or that kind of thing. And what I will say, based on the actions that Ryden's been taking, this doesn't seem to be as resilient as the curse that was keeping the ring on Alwyn's finger. Like you appear to be making noticeable progress on the chain itself. Like that aura is weakening.
I will attempt to dispel magic at 4th level if I can.
4th level, okay. As you cast that spell, let's have a spell attack, please.
That's 31 again.
31, very nice. This time, pushing a more powerful level of energy into the chain, Ryden. You focus it on the point where you've created that crack previously, and specifically where that little chink of metal just fell out. Focusing all your energy into this one point, there is a resounding crack and the sound of breaking glass, and you watch as the chain itself, starting at the point where Ryden drove her magic into it, the chain shatters and begins to burn away into naught but black dust. As this happens, those footsteps that were approaching through the clearing, through the tunnel that you enter the clearing, you hear them come to a stop, and you hear calling out to all of you. My, what do we have here? I come back to Whitethrone at the emergency request of Queen Elvana to get a situation under control, and what do I find stealing her most prized possession? A career failure, 3 insurgents, and a traitor. And Ryden, as you look over your shoulder at the source of this voice, your blood freezes in your veins as you all see standing before you a tall woman clad with raven black hair running down past her neck and her shoulders. Her eyes are a vibrant emerald green that seem to shimmer with light as the light hits them. She's clad all in white, except for her feet, which you notice are totally bare, and they appear to be completely untouched by being in contact with the snow. Across her face, hiding her mouth and her nose, you see there is a veil of what appears to be frost, worn almost like a bandana, and slung across her shoulder, similar to the sickle Emberchill. You see this woman carries an enormous polearm with a head tipped with vicious, jagged-looking ice. And as I mentioned a second ago, Raiden, the second you saw this individual, your blood froze in your veins. For you recognise this as First Sister Alessia.
Right.
I think Raiden actually genuinely makes that noise.
You see this woman, snow crunching beneath her feet once more, walks around the edge of the fence to a point where she's staring through the gate at all of you. What do you do?
You seem to know who we are, but who the fuck are you?
Silence, worm. You should be more respectful to your betters.
I believe in equality.
Chicken Hut, attack! Did that work?
The hut looks at you quizzically, Della.
Don't look at me quizzically. Peck her eyes out.
Look, we're having a bit of a shit day here. I suggest you just go along your way, otherwise it's going to end up pretty bad for you, I think.
As you say this, Alwyn, without saying a word, keeping her gaze fixed on you, she takes a step forward. And another. And another.
Oh, can we stab her
Alwyn
already?
takes a step forward towards her. What do you want?
Well, like I said, I'm here at Elvana's request to get things under control within Whitethrone. It seems certain rogue elements have been allowed to roam unchecked for far too long. We've met before.
Fuck.
Don't you recognise me?
Is this the woman that was on the road? Yeah.
Yes. You've met her very briefly.
Can I
Yes.
stab her?
If that's what you want to do, let's roll initiative,
Oh,
everyone.
no, Della's asking Alwyn.
Oh, can you stab her? Fuck it, yes.
I really
Let's
wouldn't
stab her.
recommend
Go
it.
on. Surprise attack. But I
Yeah, you see as you say this, you see her. Although you can't see her mouth, kind of the top of her cheeks creases as though she's smiling, and you just hear her say, "I was hoping you'd try." Roll initiative.
This is gonna go so
It's
well.
not.
22.
23.
13.
23 for Della. And for Alwyn?
22.
22. Okay.
13's about right for Raiden's state
yeah.
at the moment, isn't it?
I think this is all about right for our states at the moment. I think I've got one here, me.
Here we go. So as you ready yourselves to strike, she leans in and says, "I was hoping you'd try." You watch as she. Acting first in the order is going to be this individual before you. You see, first thing she will do is she lifts a hand, and you watch as magic courses out from her fingers, washing across her body. The next thing she does is you see she brandishes this glaive that you'd seen across her shoulders. She kind of spins it so that the blade is facing down. And as she does that, she wheels the haft of the glaive around, striking it towards Alwyn, who is the nearest. And as
May I ask, did her spellcasting provoke an attack of opportunity?
It did not, because I should have mentioned she is 10 feet from you. This is a glaive that has reach.
Yeah.
So she casts this spell on herself, brandishes the haft of the glaive, you notice, and she says, "Let's find out a little more about you, shall we?" And brings the haft of the glaive diving towards you, Alwyn. That's not a great roll. That's a 25 to hit.
Just misses.
Just misses. So she swings the glaive, the haft of the glaive, and you dodge nimbly out of the way. Faster on your feet than I was led to believe. It is Della's turn.
I'm going to stab her with my rapier after moving close enough to do so. If I can, how can I get into a convenient flanking position for Alwyn with one move?
I mean, yeah, you absolutely can. Obviously,
not flanking at the moment, but
not flanking right at the moment. But you can get into a position where you will be doing that. Yes.
Cool. I'm going to stab her with my rapier.
Roll the attack.
29.
29. 29 is a miss, Della. You lunge in with the rapier. She doesn't even bother. It seems like she doesn't even bother to parry or dodge out of the way. As you plunge in with the rapier, you thrust in with all of your might, and as your eyes open from making the strike, you realise that you've actually stopped just short of her, and she looks down with disdain in her eyes. Not as fast as I was led to believe.
Well, I've got one more move left in me, so I'm going to try again. And I did not roll anywhere better because I rolled a 5 that time, so it's just 18.
That's 18. You plunge it again, perhaps wild with fury, being goaded in this way. Your attack once again goes wide as she twists away from it before you can touch her.
I make a rude gesture with my other hand and then my turn.
Very nice. Alwyn.
Okay, Alwyn's first action will be to move into the flanking space. Second action will be to strike with the rapier.
Yep, strike with the rapier.
That is 16 on the die for 32.
32, Alwyn, is a miss.
Alwyn's third action will be to say, Della, Raiden, to me! And Alwyn will move back towards the hut.
Yeah, you do so. You move back towards the hut. That's going to end your turn. It's Raiden.
I think I tried to move towards roughly the entrance of the hut as well. with a genuine look of terror that I don't think the party would have seen on my face at any point before, even in the worst of moments. And I think I just say, she's not someone we can fight. She will put us down without hesitation. Just don't. And honestly, I think that's going to be me.
Just panicking and babbling and all sorts of stuff. There we go. It is Alessia's turn. Sort of seeing Alwyn and Raiden back away. She looks round at Della, waiting behind her. What's the matter, terrorists? Too afraid to face somebody who can give you a real fight? I suppose I'll have to settle for this one first. She spins the glaive in her hand and brings it slamming down towards Della.
Go on then.
With a 32 to hit.
It's not a crit though.
It's not a crit, but it is a hit.
Am I in range for liberating step?
You are. Della is not. You've both got to be in range, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay. So. Hello. That was not what I meant to do. So as she brings the haft of the spear around onto you, Della. You take. It would be 30 points of bludgeoning damage. As she strikes you, using the back end of the spear, it's like she pulls that blow just a tiny bit. You take 20 points of bludgeoning damage rather than 30.
Ooh, it's still up.
Still up, okay. And as she strikes you, you see a look of concentration crosses her face. Ah, yes. Thornbury, Della. First came to Irison through the Riddleport portal. Disappeared after an engagement with Lady Vasilyovna. And then resurfaced some time later, causing chaos in Whitethrone. Nice to meet you, my dear. With her second action, she will attempt to strike you once more. Sorry, lots of maths to do with this, bear with me. 9 on the die, -5 multi-attack. It's 4. Plus 30 is 34, -10. 24 to hit.
That hits.
24 hits. Okay. Again, bringing the haft of the staff round. You take 24 bludgeoning damage, reduced to 14.
Okay, so Della's down, and she was wounded 1.
Okay, so as that strike lands, if that would have been enough to knock you unconscious, it leaves you at a single hit point, Della.
Okay.
And having delivered this second strike, she looks at you, cocks her head curiously. That's odd. The reports said you were much tougher than that. Oh well, I suppose we all make mistakes, don't we? This time, she brings the glaive around once more, spins it in the air, so the tip of the blade is facing towards you, Della, and she thrusts in with an attack. And as she thrusts in with this attack, Della, the tip of the glaive, screaming toward your face. Your life flashes before your eyes for a brief moment. And perhaps you close your eyes, bracing yourself for the inevitable, and suddenly there is a flash of light and a clang of steel on steel. Della, you open your eyes and you see, standing between yourself and Alessia, you see two other figures, similarly dressed in these white and silver robes, with veils of frost across their faces. One has their hair kind of almost in amongst top knot. The other has their hair in kind of a pixie undercut style. Both of them appear to be heterochromatic. One eye is a glowing silvery colour. The other is this horrid purple and black colour on the irises. And as you open your eyes, you see that they wield on one hand what looks to be a set of claws, kind of forged from metal, and they have this glaive locked in across kind of parry type thing. And as these individuals appear, one of them looks over at you, Raiden, and she says, "Little sister, I told you not to draw attention to yourself. This one is beyond you. All three of you, all four of you, get in the hut and get out of here." And you see Alessia kind of struggles with the spear for a second, looks at the two new arrivals and says, "Aha! I get to cross two more traitors off my list today. How wonderful! Thank you for bringing yourselves to me." What does everybody do? You can see right now she's locked in this bind with these two individuals trying to get her spear free. It seems you have a moment of respite. What do you do?
Della's on the ground, yes. Arwen will run over to help Della and then to go back to the hut.
I'm going to stab her while I'm on the ground, if I can. Before
Roll the attack. Roll the attack.
This is so close to a 20. Oh, that is 30... No, 26. Which doesn't hit.
26 is a miss. As you go to stab towards her, she actually kind of adjusts her positioning, stamps on your wrist, Della, as you cry out in pain.
I'm helping.
Yeah, Arwen will drag Della away if it comes to it.
Yeah. What? So yeah, Arwen, you rush in, you gather Della in your arms, and you start pulling her away. What's Raiden doing whilst this is going on?
I recognise the woman that spoke to me from what she said, so I think that former training and listening to authority kicks in. I'm just going to run towards the hut and try to reach the door.
Try to reach the door. Absolutely. You reach out your hands to the hut itself, and as you do so, kind of the last lingering vestiges of your magic from a second ago, you reach up a hand, and the hut, which has been growing agitated since this woman appeared, as you reach out a hand to it, the hut calms and lowers itself very slightly to the floor. You can see at this point, Alessia, sort of with a twist and a kick, she manages to free herself from the bind of these two individuals who had held her in place, and you see they begin to skirmish with one another. You see she to start off with, she looks in the direction of Raiden. There is a gust of wind that blows across the clearing, and as you blink, Raiden, you see she vanishes from sight, reappearing reappearing directly next to you. As the spear comes in, there is another clash of steel as one of these new assailants parries the blow once more. And they say, "If you want them, you have to go through us. Come on, little sister, go! Get out of here!" What's everybody doing?
Being dragged by Alwyn.
Well, once I've got Della to the hut, is the doorway low enough for Chardonnay to get in?
Yes, it's so the hut has kind of lowered itself down enough that you can kind of climb up, and Chardonnay can kind of get up with a jump.
Okay, I mean, I'll help Chardonnay, and then I'll help Della if Della needs it. Make sure Ryden's in there.
Yeah, so
Alwyn's doing the thing, making sure everybody's in before he goes in himself.
yeah, no worries. Della, are you doing anything other than just allowing yourself to be carried off?
I'll run away. I realise my attacks are futile.
No worries. Ryden, what
is the
what are you
chain
doing?
still across the door?
You can see the chain across the door is burning away in the same fashion as the rest of the chain that was holding the hut in place.
Does it look like I can do anything to sort of expedite that, or is it a wait for it to fully go?
Possible. I mean, you could wait for it to fully go. I mean, the only thing is you don't know how long that's going to take. Make an Arcana roll for me.
30.
30. You get the sense that you can probably expedite this process with further uses of Dispel Magic.
Checking mechanically, I'm not sure how many 4th level slots I have.
I believe you have 2.
Let's burn the other one then.
Level 7. Yeah. Burn the other one, make a spell attack.
Okay, that is 33.
33. Pouring your highest reserve of magical energy into this chain ahead of you, Ryden. What remains of the chain evaporates in short order, leaving the door there for you. Once again, you hear a clash of steel, and you watch as Alessia and these 2 other combatants are now darting around the battlefield, sort of clashing with each other, striking. Each time they come together, you see another splatter of blood make it splash onto the ground. And in the moments where you see, where you catch sight of the three women, you see that those injuries do not appear to be being sustained by Alessia. They appear to be being sustained by the other 2. One of them, the woman with the monk top knot, sliding back in the snow for a second, looks towards you once more, Ryden, and just calls out, "We can't keep this up forever. Go, get out of here." What do you do?
It's just get on the bloody porch. Don't worry about the door. Just get on the porch.
Everybody is on apart from Alwyn.
Okay, Alwyn will get on. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Alwyn, get on the porch.
Right. Now, up,
I'll try and
away.
open the door.
Yeah, you open the door, Ryden, and you see, as you open the door, you can see there is kind of a swirling gateway of what looks to be blue and white magic, concealing the interior within.
I'm just going to go straight through it.
Yeah, Ryden, you dive through this swirling mass of magic.
I'll roll through because I'm probably.
Yeah, no worries. Della does so. Amos sort of grabs you by the shoulder, Alwyn. Come on, let's do what she says. Let's get inside.
Yeah. I'll sort of help Amos through, get Chardonnay through, and then Alwyn will go through.
I'm glad
Alwyn,
you remembered to come with us, Amos. We would have left you back at that clearance.
Don't thank me. Thank Ravathiel. He made me remember my purpose here. And so yeah, as you all pile through this door, the door slams shut behind you. We see Alessia and these two combatants skirmish for a second longer. More blood being sprayed across the snow as it does so. But just as they get to a point where one of these women is knocked back, we see the door to the hut slams shut. The hut prances restlessly on its chicken legs for a moment. Then, standing on one leg, performs a pirouette and vanishes with a pop. And that is where we leave it. Not just for tonight, but for Book 2 of Reign of Winter.
We didn't do the thing!
And it also must be said, in addition to being the end of Book 2 of the Reign of Winter, that marks the end of Tales from the 20 side. For now. We are taking a short break after this one. I say a short break, a break of indeterminate length, to allow people to basically allow people's lives to stop being so crazy. But rest assured, although this is goodbye for now, it is not goodbye forever. The Agents of Chaos will return.
Somehow didn't die.
Yes.
I don't know how I managed that. I was totally expecting to die there.
Ooh. Well, thank you, Dom.
Yeah, that was great.
Not just for this episode, but for all of them.
All of the episodes.
Quiet
It's been
round
fun.
of applause.
Fun.
May do a proper round of applause.
We use canned applause.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, folks, I've been sat on that kind of final encounter for I don't know how long. Probably since you guys got to White Throne, and I started reading ahead to where we got to. I was like, "What? Actually, no. I've been sat on that since you first encountered her, way back on the way to White Throne."
Yeah, that was quite early on in my joining, wasn't it? Was that the lady?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So, what's that? Like a year and a half?
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
It takes so long.
Yeah, wasn't she carrying a head in a bag?
She was. That's very well remembered. She was carrying the head of someone in a bag, or the head of multiple someone's. You don't know.
It's not something you
Yeah.
tend to forget. A woman walking around with a bag of severed heads.
Yep.
With no shoes.
Yeah. It's just the no shoes bit that, yeah.
Strange women standing in the snow distributing bags of severed heads is no basis for a system of government.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, we did it, guys.
Made it to the end of book 2.
Did. Wow.
Wow. So that was the Snows of Summer? No. Snows of Summer was the first one. That was the Shackled Hut.
Shackled Hut. Book 3, when we eventually get round to playing it, is called Maiden Mother Crone.
Ooh.
Right.
Fun.
The classic Three Witches.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like this AP is about witches, guys.
Is it?
Just a little bit.
Never
Just a
would
little
have
bit.
guessed.
But which witch is which?
A sandwich.
Well, thank you to our listeners as well, I think.
Yes.
For sticking
Yes.
with
Quiet
us.
round of
And,
applause for you too.
yes. More canned applause.
Applause. I was clapping.
Yes. Yes. Oh, it's been so much fun doing this.
It really
so
has.
much fun.
It's not over yet. As I say, we are taking a break, perhaps a little hiatus, but we we are not we're not done. We're not done telling this story. We're not done exploring these characters. We will return. We just don't know when right now.
Got some big questions to answer for our characters, I feel.
I'm looking forward to being a fly on the wall of the conversation when everyone's like, Ryden, how do you know that? How do you know that person?
How do they call you sister?
I've got one of those faces. Which I think is the exact excuse I gave to Nazhena as well.
That won't
Della
fly with
answer
us.
if ever there was one.
And I've got to say, thank you so much for having me join you for this. I have thoroughly enjoyed learning Pathfinder, and I've enjoyed playing with all of you guys.
You're quite welcome.
Well done,
You're welcome.
us. Round of applause for us as well.
Yay! Woo! Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production
in association with Juicy Falls.
Music by Alexander Nakarada and editing by Stu Jackson.
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Discord
by searching Tales from the 20 Side
or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.